Hey everyone, for those that do not know, Wildcard has just released a cinematic trailer for Ark 2, as well as a trailer for their new animated series based on the story of Helena Walker, one of the original survivors, at the Game Awards about a couple of hours ago. So what today's video is going to be is I'm actually going to show you both the trailers in a moment, and then I'm going to go ahead and come back with my beautiful face, and we're actually going to go look at both the trailers. We're going to look at them, break them down as best as I can, and then from there, that will be today's video. And then tomorrow, the Twitter for Ark has already announced that they will plan to show the Ark 2 trailer again, but this time it will be using the actual in-game engine, so we'll actually see what Ark 2 is going to actually look like, as well as they're going to add another trailer for the animated series. So we'll check that out as well in the next coming days. But today is just focusing on the cinematic trailer. So hope you enjoy, and I will see you in a bit.
It's time to go. Lights out, old friend. There is someone out there who may change our fate, who could lead us out of the darkness. And yet I wonder, hunted and alone on this strange new world, will she be able to survive?
Good boy.
Alright, so now that you've had an opportunity to see both the trailers, we're going to go ahead and break them down, specifically the Ark 2 one more than the animated series one, but I will briefly touch on the animated series one. But we're going to go ahead and start into it now. So, first things first, in this trailer, as we'll notice with this Venus flytrap, it's actually attached to a new creature. This little guy right here. I'm going to scroll back so we can get a clearer view. Pause. There you go. So this little new guy, so that's what the Venus flytrap was connected to. But what's cool about this little creature that we'll notice in this is when he's green right now, when he goes down to the bark, as you can see, he camouflages into, brown, like the bark on the tree. And then when you'll see, he'll come up here and then he transforms again into the tree. So that's really cool. Now I'm interested to see what that creature will do come Ark 2, whether he'll be breedable or usable in some kind, or if he's just going to be like a dodo. So we'll see what happens, but that's the first thing that stuck out to me. Now, the second thing, and this is something we won't focus on too much because I'll make a separate video on this, is this wonderful gentleman here. Now, if you do not know who this is, his name is Santiago, and as confirmed by Wildcard, he is being played by Van Diesel. Now, a quick story on Santiago, because like I said, if we go into depth, we're going to be here for a 50-minute video. Santiago is one of the characters that we meet in the Ark story. We first meet him in Aberration, and then come in Extinction, he plays a much more bigger role. So in terms of Extinction, Santiago is the one that created the mechs. So if you've ever used a mech in Ark, Santiago is the reason they're actually invented. So props to him for making such an amazing thing. But yes, he made the mechs, but in terms of his backstory, this gentleman is from the 24th century. We are currently in the 21st century, so 300 years from now. And he's also part of the Federation, so one of the factions at the time period of his life. And like I said, he made the mechs, but what's important is that he actually died in Extinction. So during his time with Helena, Mei Yin and all that, he dies saving the group. And something that's quite interesting that I'll leave right here is that when he died, at that time, you couldn't be resurrected. Like, if you died in Ark, you're dead, You couldn't come back to life. It's only after his period that he could be revived. Now, the problem is, story-wise, Santiago technically never came back to life. His light, so to speak, technically faded before he could be brought back to life. So, how he's alive in Ark 2 is going to be interesting. Anyway, like I said, we'll break it down a little bit more in the future, but Santiago's back. He's in Ark 2. Congrats to just coming back to life. Anyway, let's keep going on. Like I said, we will go into more depth with the story in Ark in a future video, because I do want to actually talk that out. But anyway, first things first, these graphics are beautiful. I know this is just a cinematic design and all that. This is a beautiful, well-designed. I absolutely love it. I think it's just vibrant and nice and enjoyable, and we also get a look at some new creatures. So these guys are quite interesting. What caught my eye is exactly what the heck are they? So as you can see that these, I have no idea what they are. They remind me of orcs from Lord of the Rings, not going to lie. So these blokes, obviously no idea what they are, but what's cool is that they obviously seem to have some form of sentience, because look at them, they've got tribal armor and weapons. Now, you know, if it's just a standard brutish like creature like a Rex and something like that, they don't have the brain, so to speak, to develop this level of equipment. So the fact that these primitive creatures, so to speak, are able to do this is quite interesting. So I'm actually interested to see what will happen in Ark 2, if they're going to be like one of our main antagonists that we're going to be fighting, or if they're just simply wild beasts or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's going to be quite interesting. Especially that, oh, here comes the big boy, the Rex. He is back. Well, at least I hope this is a Rex. I don't know. I believe it's a Rex, but if this is a new type of Rex, then correct me if I'm wrong. But it looks like the Rex is back, which is awesome. Little girl decides to go scream instead of running, and gets her best friend killed. Goodbye. But yeah, so as we can see here, Van Diesel's kicking some ass. I am actually interested overall how the storyline will proceed in Ark 2. Like, if these guys are going to be dead before we make it, just like how they were in Ark 1, or if they'll be around, who knows. But I'm honestly just so happy that Santiago's back. Alright, we get to the next creature's being Awesome Face, and that is an awesome 12 spin there, if no one saw that with the spear. That was awesome. And you get destroyed by mere existence. Run. Overall, I don't know what else I can say, aside from the creatures look absolutely fantastic. And I'm just interested to see what they are like. It's good to see that we have, like I said, well, from my understanding, that looks like a Rex. To see one of those creatures confirmed to be back, it's good to have some of the original one. Now, that was awesome, just seeing how scared that creature was. The facial design, I really love that. I think it was really just, I don't know how to explain it, I'm happy. Then we got a bit of a tongue poke, and he's like, oh, no, I'm dead. And then everyone gets locked away. Now, this is when the trailer gets especially interesting. So the first thing we notice is they have specimen implants, which is the main thing that's been embedded in our arms since 2016, or 2015, sorry, the game's been around. So they have specimen implants, which obviously means that these guys can be resurrected should they die, because that's the whole point. Having the specimen implant allows you to be brought back to life. Without that, you're just a human and then you're dead. So it's good to see that, you know, specimen implants have returned. Santiago obviously has one this time around, so he can come back to life. Now we're in some sort of a tech room, and what's interesting is I have no idea what this is, but this looks very interesting. Oh, come on, leave me alone, text. I'll just have to use my hands. But it's quite interesting with this metal thing here on the left-hand side. I have no idea what it is. It's some mechanical creature of some kind, but it's really interesting to, I guess, see what that would be come Ark 2. And then obviously if we look over to the pillars, you know, I have no idea if that's the portal or if it's the Genesis simulation. It kind of looks like something from the Genesis, I can't say the word, Genesis system. Jeez, that's words. Because we've seen platforms like that before in Ark and other cutscenes, how they have the little things roll up around us and observe us. So we'll see what that is come the future. But obviously we know it's having a bit of a glow on the stone structures behind, or metal structures, which is pretty cool. But the very most important part comes very soon with Santiago. Obviously we've got some cave paintings, which is pretty cool. I'm interested to see exactly... Oh, hold on. I just noticed something. HLNA. Sorry. I've watched this trailer like 7 times and I've never noticed it. So there's HLNA right there. And then we've got some other cave drawings. We've got people there with, I guess, implants. HLNA's back there again. That space station thing actually looks like something from Genesis 1. So if you've been on Genesis 1 in the ocean at the nighttime, you can actually look up into the space and you will see a space station in the night sky. And that actually kind of resembles it quite a lot, actually, now that I think about it. So, yeah, this is quite interesting. And then we've got the obelisks there, which is pretty cool. We have another ring there. For whatever that means, I have no idea in the slightest. And then comes the most, important reveal is Santiago. It looks like this guy actually has all his knowledge. So I would assume that's a tech pod. But then if we come up here, this is where I'm going to pause a lot, by the way. So obviously this machine is reacting to Santiago. You know, he comes up, it's initiating, what does it say? a bioscan. So it's scanning Santiago. So it's scanning his implant in his arm. And as you can see, he walks up to it and it recognizes that it is, in fact, Santiago. So we can see here that the genetic sequence is complete, engram imprinting incomplete, and cloning access restricted. We also know that he is a male. We can see that he's a type negative. Yeah, type 0 negative, so one of the good blood types. We know he's indigenous, 24th century AD. He's also part of the Terran Federation, and he knows Spanish, English, and he's absolutely awesome. But there is our Santiago. But what's cool here is that he goes here, and then he goes Genesis system, my bad. And then he presses this button, and then it's got all this purge here. So it's, the purge, the simulation data, and all that. So I'm quite interested. Is Santiago simply just going ahead and purging himself from the system, or if he's actually doing something in regards to the Genesis? I'm quite interested to see. Anyway, continuing on. So we obviously know what he says. If you didn't, go back early to the trailer to listen. And then out they pop from the cave, and then we'll see a couple new creatures. So these little guys here, I have no idea what they are, but they look very awesome. I'm kind of hoping they don't become like Tranodons or Tape Jaras, like have the exact same design. But this world looks absolutely beautiful. I'm quite interested to see exactly what the heck is going on with this. Like, what is this? Like all this destructions and vines and ruins. Like, it's so fascinating. Like, I'm actually interested to see all of it. And then obviously we've got a little more of that wreckage, and then we'll come towards the trailer, and then we've got some planets, and then there we are. So that's basically the Ark 2 trailer, and that's everything that I picked up. Sorry, it has taken me a while to get through that. But look, if you noticed anything in that breakdown specifically, or in the trailer that I missed, let me know in the comments. Just quickly, I forgot to mention, is that this is the ending screen for the trailer, as we already know. But I'm interested to know as well, the story with this girl here. Like, is she supposed to be the daughter to Santiago, or what's going on? Because, to be honest, this is the first time we've actually seen a kid in the Ark series. Like, in all the cinematics that we've seen and all the lore that we've read, we only know people in their adult state. We've never heard of teenagers or young children. So this is going to be quite interesting. I mean, I would assume all the people in the Ark system can... what's the word? My God, I forgot. Reproduce. There you go. I'm sure they can all reproduce. But I'm kind of interested to see what's going on here. Because it'll be interesting to see if Santiago plays a major role. But also, I would assume this would be his daughter. Jeez. I would assume that, if this is his daughter, that she would play a large role. And I'll be quite interested to see what her role plays in the game. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Alright, so now we're going to have a quick look at the Ark animated story trailer. Now, we're not going to cover this one too much in depth, but basically, the story trailer, its whole main understanding of the story is going to be from the eyes and perspective of the original survivors, Megan, Helena, Rockwell. So we're going to be seeing things from their eyes and to the very end, I would hope. And the main protagonist is Helena. That was her just then on the screen. She is the most important character in the Ark series. She is the main protagonist. So she's very critical to the storyline. But yeah, my hope is that when we see this series that comes out in the future, is that it will be Helena from her very point of the origin, her making it to the Ark, and then hopefully to the point where she ascends and becomes the one who waits. It'll be quite interesting to, like I said, see the story from their perspective, because right now we've only really read about their story and seen little bits from those live action trailers. There hasn't been so much story-wise in Ark. There's only so much we can find. But it's going to be good to see them in an animated form and actually learn more about their perspective. So I'm really keen for this. I'm hoping to do like a live reaction type deal with the series when it comes out. Checking out would be awesome. But what I really love most about this is that at the end here we'll see all the credits of the people who's in it. David Tennant. Now, if people don't know, I love David Tennant. He's like the best Doctor Who actor in the universe. But we've got a mad cast, and I'm keen for it. Good work, Wildcard, on this awesomeness. But yeah, so that's it. We've seen 2 trailers now. We've seen the animated one, and we've seen Ark 2. I am really, really keen to see how this is going to all work out. But that brings us full circle, guys. So we've seen now 2 trailers. Awesome. I'm absolutely keen for Ark 2 and the animated series. Wildcard, you have outdone yourself again. Impressive work. But if there's anything I missed in the trailers, guys, do let me know in the comment section down below. I'm keen to hear your thoughts and opinions. I do apologize, the video took a bit longer than anticipated. I didn't expect me to take 50 years on the breakdown. Apologies. But with that all being said, thank you so much for watching. Do stay tuned. I have some amazing announcements for you guys, as well as that video that I promised you last week, which was supposed to be out today, but then Ark 2 came, and I was like, oh, well, that changes my plans. So anyway, with that being said, have a great day, and I will see you all very soon. Take care.